Hey, what's up guys? I'm gonna unbox and review this new Echo Dot 5th generation. So I do have the 4th generation right here. I've been using it for a while. One of my favorite smart speakers because of the display. So I was curious when the 5th generation one came out. So let's take a look. Honestly, it looks pretty much identical. There are a few differences. I mean, the buttons are the same. The colors on the buttons are a bit lighter to match this tone. But one thing that's new with the 5th generation that a feature is lost, I should say, that's not new or taken away in the 5th generation is the 3.5mm audio jack for your headphones. So if you have headphones and you plug it back here and you listen to music like that, you can no longer do that with this new 5th generation. However, the new 5th generation is supposed to have better speakers, and it's supposed to have a few other things like a temperature sensor and stuff. So there are a few minor differences between the two. So setup, instructions, power cords, looks pretty much the same as the other one. 15 watts, regular power plug. Alright, let's get this set up and we'll go from there. In the center we have our new Echo Dot with clock 5th generation. To its right we have the Echo Dot with clock 4th generation, and to its left we have the Echo 4th generation. I've brought along these two for comparison purposes. Really, this guy's here just for the sound comparison test because they did improve the speakers on the 5th generation over the 4th. But if sound is what you're after, that goes way better than both of these. And this one is really, the 4th generation is here just to highlight the upgrades to make it a little more noticeable on the 5th generation. So right off the bat, this thing has, the 5th generation has a temperature sensor built in, and with this you can create routines. So as an example, you could say, hey, if you put this in, let's just say your office, you say, hey, if my office gets to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, turn on the air conditioning. So because this thing has it built in, it can actually do that. Now, I'm personally not going to use that, but you can use that, and it's kind of a nice to have. Another thing that they upgraded with this is the new LED display. So this one actually has a 7-segment display, which shows very clearly the numbers. However, you are a little more limited into kind of what characters you can show and what characters you can't, whereas this one is more pixelated and you can actually show more of the characters. So something right off the bat, I could say, Ziggy, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest is 29,032 feet above sea level.
So you could see it said the answer, but it also showed it on the screen. Whereas this one, if I say Amazon, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest is 29,032 feet above sea level.
So same answer, but it didn't show it. Now, if you ask for the weather, they will both show it. So if I say Ziggy, what's the weather?
The current weather is 61 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies. Throughout the night you can expect more of the same, with a low of 50 degrees.
So you could see it showed that. Amazon, what's the weather? This guy's going to show it as well.
The current weather is 61 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies.
Right.
You can expect more
Amazon,
of the same tonight.
Cancel. Okay. And if you guys are wondering, you can actually change the wake words. So these are the possible ones: Alexa, Amazon, Echo, computer, and Ziggy. So, and this guy is basically Amazon, Ziggy, and computer. Now, I'm not using the main Alexa just to not trigger any home speakers. Okay. And you could request, you can literally just say Amazon, change your wake word to Echo. Amazon, change your wake word to Echo.
Okay, you can call me Echo on this device in a few seconds.
Okay, you can also change it in the app itself, so very cool that you could do that. So just so I don't get confused, I'm going to change it back to Amazon because that's what I've been calling it. Echo, change your wake word to Amazon.
Okay, you can call me Amazon on this device in a few seconds.
Okay, now getting to the topic at hand, the 5th generation, because of its display, can also show you songs that it itself is playing. I tried it over Bluetooth, it did not show the song name. However, if I say, Ziggy, play some music.
Playing your personalized station, my soundtrack, from Amazon Music.
till I
Ziggy, stop. Ziggy, stop. Okay, so when you're playing music, you can actually also see the text. You can skip songs, it'll show you guys the text. So that's another bonus. However, if you are playing it through Bluetooth, so if I connect to it with my phone, it does not show you the text itself, if you guys are wondering, because that's what I was wondering. Now, another thing that's different about this is something I actually test quite a bit is it actually has an eero built in. So if you have specific eero devices, you can actually use this to extend your network. However, without trying it, I will say right off the bat, I don't expect this to be amazing. So if you're going to get this just because it has the eero built in, unless you're hooking it up to, let's just say, like a small camera or something that doesn't require much bandwidth, I personally wouldn't use it, but it's also kind of nice that you can use it. So if you have some, IoT devices or something like that, that really doesn't take up too much bandwidth, I think it'll be fine for that. However, if you're a gamer or someone like that, I would not be relying on this. I would just go with a tri-band system, even like the Eero Pro 6E or something like that, which I've reviewed, by the way. Now, since I'm going to use the word Amazon, I'm going to mute this so it doesn't trigger this speaker. But one of the cool things about having an Echo Dot is if you're buying a lot of stuff on Amazon or just buying really anything off Amazon, you can actually, this thing gives you notifications. It tells you when something shipped. It also tells you, more importantly, when something has arrived. And if you have a subscribe and save subscription with them, it also helps you, just really reminds you like, hey, go check out your subscriptions, make sure that's what you want before we ship it out. So it does a combination of things. So I really like the clock feature, and I also like the fact that you can control stuff like Ziggy, turn on the entrance light.
Okay.
So you can control different light switches and stuff like that, which, because I have smart home switches, that's why I can do that. You can do a whole bunch of things. You can ask it to spell stuff. You can do math. You could say, Ziggy, what's 12 times 82,000?
12 times 82,000 is 984,000.
So it's just very convenient. If you have a Fire TV, you can ask this guy to turn on your Fire TV and to open a movie or play something. So it really kind of simplifies life. Then that's just a general comment of having any one of these. That's nothing new with the 5th generation. Time for the sound test. So I've connected all three via Bluetooth to my Pixel 7 Pro, and I will switch one by one and you guys will hear the sound. And I've set all of their volumes to 70%. In fact, let's just do it right now. Amazon, set your volume to 7. Ziggy, set your volume to 7. Ziggy, set your volume to 7. Computer, set your volume to 7. Okay, so they're all set to 7, which is 70%. If you go a little bit higher, it's okay, but these two kind of start distorting a bit more. So 7 is a pretty good volume to kind of hear the sound quality. So again, we're going to start with this guy, and I'm going to play some copyright-free music. Okay, so between these two, this one sounds a bit better, but not by much. And really, that's because this guy's here. Once it gets to the echo, these two kind of sound... they don't sound good when it gets to this. So, as someone who's been using the echo for quite some time, starting from the 3rd generation, I pretty much almost don't listen to music on these devices. I do listen to music quite a bit on this device, and I listen to music the most on my Google Home Max speaker, which has been discontinued for some time now. That one sounds even better. Granted, that one had a much higher price tag. But between these three, this one sounds way better. It's not even a comparison between these. However, again, to be fair, this is an Echo Dot with clock, and this is the 4th generation of it, and this does sound a bit better. By how much? Not by a whole lot, but it does sound a bit better. Okay, a few minor things I wanted to add is on the 5th generation, you can also play pause music just by tapping it. You do kind of have to tap it a bit harder. So if I say, Ziggy, play some music.
Here's a mix for you on Amazon Music.
If you tap it like that, it'll actually pause. If you tap it again, it'll play. And the same is true. So the 4th generation does not have that feature. However, the 4th generation does have the snooze feature. So if you were to tap it like this, it will actually snooze your alarm. And if you want to turn off the alarm, you could either do the voice command by saying stop my alarm or cancel my alarm, or you can just hit the action button on the top. So, which the 5th generation also supports. So if it's, let's just say, Ziggy, set an alarm for 10:32 p.m.
5th alarm set for 10:32 p.m.
I have a lot of alarms for testing. Anyways, so before that goes off, is it worth getting the 5th generation if you have the 4th generation? I think probably not, because the 4th generation is already really good. There's not too much of a sound difference. Yes, it does sound a bit better, but I mean, is it really worth getting this? It really depends on you. It would be worth getting if you are going to use the temperature sensor to create routines, or if you if you have an eero system and you kind of want to extend it just a bit more to get a few more devices. I think it's limited to 10 devices can connect to it. You can get it for that as well.
Another day.
So that snoozes it. And then it turns on a timer, and then the timer will count down, and then it'll go off again. But essentially, if you have this, unless you really want those routines, or if you want the eero, or if you want a little bit better sound, I personally don't think it's much of an upgrade, especially if you're someone that uses the 3.5mm headphone in the back, so that you're actually going to lose that by going to the 5th generation. Now, if you don't have either one and you're considering getting one, I think this is a pretty good buy, because again, it doesn't cost much more than this guy, but you are getting a few extra things, and I don't know, from that perspective, I think it is worth paying a little bit more if you have none of them. But if you're looking for something that, if you just want like a really good smart speaker that just sounds really good and you actually want to listen to it, then this is the way to go. I really wish they had an Echo with clock. I think that would be the perfect combination. They don't have that now. Hopefully they will have it in the future. But let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And as always, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.